नमस्कार साथियों, वीएम क्लासेस में आप सभी का स्वागत है। मेरा नाम विपिन, आप सभी का वीएम क्लासेस में स्वागत करता हूं। मैं अपना ब्रीफ इंट्रो देखना चाहूँगा। मैं आपके बेसिकली अनूपपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट से बिलोंग करता हूं। जी हां, मां नर्मदा का उद्गम स्थल ओरिजिन पॉइंट आपके अनूपपुर जिले से ही है। साथ ही साथ सोन और नर्मदा रिवर का सोन, नर्मदा एंड जोहिला, ये तीन नदियां जो है आपके अनूपपुर जिले से ही उद्गमित होती है। ओरिजिन पॉइंट बेसिकली आपके अनूपपुर जिले से है। नर्मदा रिवर के बारे में हम बेसिकली जानते हैं, मध्य प्रदेश की लाइफ लाइन कही जाती है। जी हाँ, मैं ऐसी पावन धरा से बिलोंग करता हूँ। वीएम क्लासेस में आप सभी का स्वागत है। आइए, हमारी जो है फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स की क्लास चल रही थी, जिसे हम कंटिन्यू रखते हैं। ये रहा ब्यूटीफुल ब्यूटीफुल सा कैनवास आपके स्क्रीन के ऊपर, जिसके ऊपर हम अपनी कलाकृतियां उकेरते हैं। FM23 IS मेंस। शैल वी प्रोसीड? गो अहेड विद द क्वेश्चन। चालू करें। चलिए, आइए आपके आज के सेशन की शुरुआत करते हैं। अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल क्वेश्चन कमिंग ऑन योर स्क्रीन। हियर इट इज। द इनलेट ऑफ a draft tube a draft tube of a of a reaction turbine is 2.5 meter above the tail race level. Tail race level. The the outlet area is three times the three times the inlet area. Velocity at velocity at inlet is 8 meter per second. 8 meter per second. Kinetic head recovery. Kinetic head recovery is 80% considering atmospheric head considering the atmospheric head is 10 meter of water is 10 meter of water column. Determine the pressure at the draft tube inlet. Pressure at draft tube इनलेट। चलिए, सॉल्व इट डाउन करने का पूरा प्रयास रहेगा। तो यहाँ पे हम जो है इनलेट और आउटलेट पे आपके टेल रेस लेवल बॉटम से जो है बर्नौली लगा सकते हैं वेरी मच इजली। सो बर्नौली लगाते हैं, 1 and 2 कंडीशंस मान लेते हैं। सो P1 बाय रो जी प्लस V1 स्क्वायर अपॉन 2G प्लस Z1 इज इक्वल टू P2 अपॉन रो जी प्लस V2 स्क्वायर अपॉन 2G plus Z2 plus the losses. Okay, now here we have the datas over here. V1 is stays at 8 meter per second. We have the continuity equation for that. What we have, E1 V1 is equal to E2 V2. Now the V2 value is equal to V1 upon 3. According to that, which is 8 by 3, 2.67 meter per second. Get the value of V2. Now here over Z1 is equal to 2.5 meter and Z2 is equal to 0. P2 by rho G is equal to 10 meter and the losses is equal to 0.2 multiply with V1 square minus V2 square upon 2 times of G. Now from the equation we have the P1 by rho G is equal to 5.18 meter, which is value is to be absolute one. प्रेशर की टर्मिनोलॉजी में एब्सोल्यूट प्रेशर, वैक्यूम प्रेशर, गॉज प्रेशर, ये हम बहुत ही बारीकी से जानते हैं. राइट नाउ मूविंग अहेड, the value in the terms of vacuum column is 4.82 meter of vacuum 1. All right, now head loss, friction and outlet velocity rate. Now we have head lost by friction, head lost by friction and outlet velocity are to be H2 is equal to 0.2 multiply with 8 square minus 2.67 square, not the whole square, it's a separate one, division over 2 times of 9.81 plus 2.67 square divided by 2 into 9.81. The whole and sole value is to be 0.58 plus 0.36. The value is to be 0.94 meter. Now dancing down the track, we have further move ahead for the next kitty. Next question. यहाँ पे आपका चालू हो रहा है पंप. A centrifugal pump has to discharge 225 liters of water per second against a head of per second against the head of 25 meter when the impeller rotates at a speed of 1500 rpm, 1500 rpm. Determine the first one, the impeller diameter. First one is to be the impeller diameter. Moving ahead, the vane angle at the outlet edge of impeller. Then after, assume that assume that efficiency of mano is equal to 0.75. Okay, the loss of head in pump, the loss of head in pump in meters in meters due to fluid resistances fluid resistance is 0.03 v square, where v2 in meter per second is the absolute velocity of is the absolute velocity of water leaving the impeller, water leaving the impeller, the area of the impeller, the area of the impeller outlet surface outlet surface is 1.2 d1 square meter square, where d1 is the impeller diameter in meter, impeller diameter in meter, and water center and water center, the impeller without whirl, the impeller without whirl. चलो नॉक इट डाउन करने का पूरा प्रयास रहेगा, देखते हैं. Here we have the efficiency of manometric, which is G times of HM divided by VW1 U1 हमारे पास होता है. So here we have to putting the value over 0.75 multiply with the G times of 25 upon VW1 into mean blade velocity. So here we have the equation over what consideration VW1 U1 upon G is equal to 33.33 meter. Here the one equation, manometric head HM is equal to VW1 U1 divided by G minus loss of head in pump. All right, so here losses in the pump, losses in the pump, which is 33.33 negative value over 25. So here comes on 8.33 meter, the HL value. Now Here we have given the condition here 0.03 times of v1 square is equal to 8.33. So flow velocity vf1 discharge per unit area, कंटिन्यूटी से AV अपने पास तो होता ही है. So here dancing down the track vf1 is equal to 0.225 upon क्या हो जानी है 1.2 times of t1 square which is 0.188 upon t1 square. Now here one relationship is to be stated as on the canvas. Apart from that we have the value pi d1 and अपॉन 60 मीन ब्लेड वेलोसिटी क्या ही होता है, यही पढ़े हैं बचपन ऐसे फॉर्मूले. सो हियर वी हैव known data is to be noted down. Here the rpm value is to be noted down 1500. So the u1 in terms of d1 comes on to the 78.54 times of d1 in meter per second. Now from the next, here the vw1 is equal to 33.33 multiply with 9.81 upon 78.54 into d1 into d1. So value is equal to 4.16 upon d1. Now we further go ahead with the diagram of CP, means centrifugal pump. It is not the CP which is located in Delhi one. Here we have the value over whirling one, VW1. Here we have more than blade velocity U1, beta 1, alpha 1, V1, VF1, then VR1. Now here from the ये अपना कौन सा है ट्राइंगल आउटलेट वाला वेलोसिटी ट्रायंगल है. तो यहाँ से हमको रिलेशनशिप मिल जाएगा क्या, v1 स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू फ्लो 1 का स्क्वायर प्लस बर्लिंग ऑफ 1 का स्क्वायर. नाउ vf1 स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू v1 स्क्वायर माइनस vw1 का स्क्वायर. नाउ पुटिंग द वैल्यू 0.188 upon t1 square is equal to 6.66 whole square minus 4.16 upon d1 square की power 0.5. So here it is comes on the 278 d1 raised to power 4 minus 17.31 d1 square minus 0.0 35 is equal to शून्य 0. So the value is to be D1 0.2534 meter, VF1 is equal to 2.93 meter per second, and the value U1 19.9 meter per second. Whirling component VW1 is equal to 16.42 meter per second. Then the value of 10 beta 1 10 beta 1 is equal to Vf1 upon U1 minus Vw1, 10 over the beta 1 2.93 upon 19.9 16.42. So here the value over the beta 1 is equal to 40 degree 6 minute. Alright, that is your answer. Now further move ahead for the next question. Question है, the pump characteristic of centrifugal, the pump characteristics of a centrifugal pump with impeller diameter with impeller diameter D is equal to 200 mm, operating at 1170 rpm is given by एक रेशियो है H1 is equal to रिलेशनशिप है 7.6 minus 1.95 into 10 raised to power minus 4 q1 square, where H is in meter and Q is in, and Q is in Q is in meter cube per hour, meter cube per hour. For this pump, for this pump operating at a speed, operating at this speed, at this speed, N1 is equal to 1170 rpm. The best efficiency point, the best efficiency point correspond to corresponds corresponds to flow rate of flow rate of 68 meter cube per second, not the second, it's r. And and head equal to 6.7 meter. You need to develop you need to develop an an equation at rpm दिया हुआ है n is equal to 1750 rpm 1750 rpm. Okay, for the same pump, for the same pump expressed as expressed as so here we have the solution over there. Okay, H2 is equal to H naught 2 minus E2Q square. Find out value of find H naught 2 and E2. Okay, चलें आगे solution की ओर. चलिए, here we have for the condition which is to be given one, which is writing down here d as in diameter is equal to 0.2 meter and speed rpm is to be 1170. h1 is equal to equation दी हुई है 7.6 minus 1.95 multiply with 10 raised to power of minus 4 q square. Now manometric head of pump, manometric head of pump क्या हो जाएगा. Here hm is equal to k1 u2 vw2 upon g minus k2 v2 square upon 2g. Right, now the u2 is equal to 5 times t n upon 60, which is as a small a taken as a constant value. So after the so many calculations we directly know the value of VWT, which is U2 minus what, BF2 part of beta 2 in general, right? So here we have some values which we have to put upon the equation. So VW2 is equal to AN minus Q upon what, A2 part of beta 2 Q upon A2 continuity से लिखा हुआ है. So here the equation is to be VW2 is equal to A times N minus another constant is taken B and Q. Here the V2 value is equal to BF2 upon sine of alpha. Sine of alpha is equal to Q times of divided by A2 sine alpha, A2 sine of alpha. Okay, so the value of V2 is equal to V2 is equal to C times of Q. All right. Now putting these all are in the manometric head, so which gives the value over HM is equal to K1 times of G A capital N into A capital N minus of PQ EQ minus over K2 upon 2G into CQ का whole square, CQ whole square. So the HM value is equal to AN square minus BNQ minus CQ square. Alright, here the second is equation. Here the some partly values are to be here. A is equal to A square upon G. The value over the B. B value is to be what? A1 A B upon G, and the C value is equal to A2 times of C square over G. Now the H1 is equal to 7.6 minus 1.95 into 10 raised to power minus 4 Q square. So here the equation third is to be followed up. Now from equation 1 and 3, constant term is to be proportional to speed का square and independent to n and q. So directly हम relationship इन्हें observe करके लिख सकते हैं. h naught 2 upon h naught 1 is equal to n2 square upon n1 square. Alright, so the value of h2 is equal to, putting the value just double 1750 over 1170 whole square multiply with 7.6. Now the H2 is equal to how much? 17 मीटर। आपके पास कैल्सी होनी चाहिए राइट, कैलकुलेशन के टाइम में। E2 is equal to A1 is equal to 1.95 multiply with 10 raised to power over -4। फ्रॉम द इक्वेशन से हमको मिल जाएगा क्या, 17 माइनस 1.95 इंटू 10 रेज टू पावर ऑफ माइनस का 4। ओके, ये हमारा फाइनल कंडीशन होगा। ठीक है, इतना ही रखते हैं आपके सेशन को लाइटली। आप लोग को एक काम करना है आफ्टर द एंडिंग ऑफ सेशन। क्या आपको करना है काम, वीएम जो क्लास है हमारी उसे लाइक करना है, शेयर करना है, सब्सक्राइब करना है और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जनता तक इसे फैलाना है, पेनिट्रेट करना है। और एक लेसन हमेशा याद रखिए, जीवन में हंसते रहिए, मुस्कुराते रहिए और प्रगति के शिखर पर सदैव अग्रसर रहिए। यही ईश्वर से हमारी